back to the channel. Winter is coming, and today it's our winter primer theories video. So this is all of the fan theories. It's not all of the fan theories. These are 23 fan theories that I saw online that basically I wanted to discuss in this video. So we've got an idea of some things we may see in winter and some things we won't see in winter. Now we're going to give all of these theories a kind of rating. So kind of you can give it a, if you want, if it's a 3, you can give it a 30% chance it's going to happen, or a 3 out of 10 rating if you want. Let's talk about the first one of those, which I've given 3 out of 10 or a 30% chance of happening. Sansa is Littlefinger's daughter. Now that's a really creepy, incestuous thing because we know Littlefinger likes the look of Sansa, which is very creepy in itself. But we also know there was some stuff going on between Littlefinger and Catelyn Stark when they were younger. Did they sleep together? It's definitely a potential. I don't think it's necessarily the case, but I'll give it a 3 or a 30% chance of happening. Jon Snow is Aegon Targaryen. R plus L equals J. I think this was pretty much nailed on. I think the only way this doesn't happen is some George R.R. Martin shenanigans. I think based on the story we got around Lyanna and the Night of the Laughing Tree, I think we're pretty much nailed on that this is the case, that Jon Snow is actually Aegon Targaryen. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 and 90% rating on that one. Mance Rayder is Rhaegar Targaryen. Okay, not for me. I'm not buying this one. I'm going to give this a 0 or maybe a 5% chance based on any kind of George R.R. Martin shenanigans. I'm not going to completely rule it out, but Mance is Rhaegar. Put it in the description below if you've got a really good reason why you think this might be the case. The Dornish master plan. I'll give this one a 5 out of 10, and I'll tell you why. There's definitely a master plan by the Dornish, but is it actually going to turn out to be very masterful? That's the question. The Dornish plans, they don't always seem to come off very well. They've been going wrong basically since the start. We have an idea of what's happening as far as Doran Martell's plans are, but whether or not he'll be able to pull them off is another thing. I'm going to give it a 5 or about 50% chance of them pulling off their master plan. The Manderleys will betray the Boltons. I think all evidence is pointing that way for sure. Wymer Manderley and the events of the Merman's court between him and Davos Seaworth, it does seem very suspicious, as do the people that are going missing, Freys and Boltons and people turning up dead in the snow. It's starting to look a little like Wymer Manderley might be sabotaging the Boltons from the inside. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, about an 80% chance of being the case. The Hound is the Gravedigger. I'm going with 100%. Just the way it's written, the way the character is presented to us, where he is. I'm going with the Gravedigger being the Hound for sure. Yeah, I'll give that 100%. Aegon is Fagon. So Aegon Targaryen isn't the son of Rhaegar, but is a Blackfire. Very highly likely, though I think it could happen either way. Does Varys know he's a Blackfire? Is he being told he's a legitimate Aegon and he doesn't know that he's a Blackfire? I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, 70% chance that Fagon is Fagon, not Aegon. Daenerys will go mad. Yeah. She makes questionable choices. She is a young lady and she is hot-blooded Targaryen, but she does make some questionable choices. They do seem to be getting worse. So we'll go with a 90%, 9 out of 10 for that one. Quentyn Martell is alive. No. He was burnt by Dragon's Fire. He died in agony. Barristan Selmy, I believe, was there at his deathbed. No, Quentyn Martell is a crisp. He's gone. I'm giving that a 0. Jojen Paste. Yeah, so is Jojen been sacrificed? He's a Green Seer. Is his power basically been transferred to Bran via means of cannibalism? I am going with 7 out of 10, 70%. Lyanna's the Night of the Laughing Tree. That seems fairly obvious in the typical fairy tale, learn your lesson way. The way that the story was presented to us, we are supposed to believe that she was. That's my theory. So 9 out of 10, 90% for that one. Sweet Robin is Littlefinger's son. I think this is actually slightly more likely than the Sansa theory. I'm actually going to give that 6 out of 10, 60% chance, because of the interactions between Sweet Robin's mother and Littlefinger. They are a bit weird. That's definitely a possibility that he is, that is his son. It would make a lot of sense. Mormont's raven is being skin changed. Yes, I'm going to have a 90% chance that raven there is not right. It's not right. Jaime is the Valonqar. Yeah, so we're all supposed to think it is Tyrion. It does seem like too obvious a red herring, really. Jaime is the Valonqar. It just makes sense. I mean, it's just more exciting as far as the narrative goes. I'm going to say that's, yeah, give that 7 out of 10, 70% chance. Tyrion was the target of the Purple Wedding. No, I'll give that 10%, 1 out of 10. The reason for that is Olenna Tyrell, she was seriously worried about her granddaughter Marjorie. You know, the stuff she could have been subjected to, murder and torture and stuff at the hands of Joffrey, was unacceptable to her. I believe she poisoned Joffrey for that exact reason. The Grand Maester Conspiracy. I'll give that an 8 out of 10, 80%. We're clearly being shown that the Maesters know stuff that other characters do not know. They have an agenda. What it is, we don't quite know, but we believe it's either something to do with their hatred for magic, the dragons, or the White Walkers, or one or all of the same. And quite what that looks like, I think, would have to be its own video. It is quite a large subject, but yeah, I'm giving it an 80% chance. The Faceless Men caused the doom. Now, the Faceless Men certainly had a hand in those events that were taking place at that time. So I'll give it a 50% chance. I don't know for sure. It's likely, maybe 50, 60% chance that the Faceless Men were involved in the doom of Valyria. Jon will marry Sansa. Okay. I'll give it a 1 out of 10, 10%. Yeah, he's a Targaryen. Okay, we get it. But Sansa, no, I don't see it. I don't see Jon marrying Sansa. Yes, there is that kind of love-hate thing going on. Sansa doesn't like Jon. She wants to be seen as like the pure-blooded, descendant of her line, and Jon is this bastard. Yeah, no, I don't see Sansa and Jon getting married. I'll give that 1. Jon will be resurrected. I used to think this was 100% nailed on. And especially if you watch the TV show, you would be like, of course he's going to be resurrected. We thought so anyway, but the TV show proves it to us, right? What if George R.R. Martin has spent the last 13 plus years rewriting this book so that we don't know what is going on? It's a small chance, but there's a chance. I'm going to go with 8 out of 10, 80% for Jon being resurrected. Loras really isn't injured. So Loras Tyrell was injured at the siege of Dragonstone. Does he just not want to go back near Cersei Lannister, who was trying to jump his bones at the time? I think that's, yeah, that could be a thing. I'll give it a 3 out of 10, 30%. Loras is probably injured, badly injured, hence why he can't come back and help his family, but he might just be trying to stay away from Cersei Lannister. Quaithe is Shira Seastar. Quaithe is Shira Seastar. That I'm going to go with a 60% chance. Quaithe is either Shira Seastar or linked to Shira Seastar in some way, is my thought. And that is because, well, we've all seen the quotes. There are chapters in the book where Starlight is referenced, and Shira Seastar went missing. We don't really know the situation surrounding that. Quaithe is a mysterious character. I think there is a high likelihood that is the case. Euron was Bloodraven's student. Well, Euron does seem to be a very capable and mysterious sorcerer. Why? How? We just told he went off on a ship and one day came back a sorcerer. There's a chance. I'll give it 2 out of 10, 20% chance. Tyrion is a Targaryen. I'm giving you 7 out of 10, 70% chance. Could be a red herring. Could be a George R.R. Martin red herring. But the Mad King may have raped Tyrion's mother. It might have explained why he has mismatched eyes and why he is drawn towards, necessarily not following in the Lannister footsteps, so to speak. So those are my 23 theories there Now that is literally a drop in the ocean compared to the amount of theories in this series. So what I want is for you to put down in the comments anything you want me to talk about in future videos, and I will try to cover those later. I don't have any more planned videos in my Winds of Winter primer, but I will probably schedule a few more in the coming months. And certainly if there's anything you guys want me to cover, put it in the description below.